feel like the boss. Like Mrs. Fashanu says, one of our dear Bumi specialists, Mrs. Fashanu says, she'll be back next month. She said, if you want a man to go through the window, show him the door.
Well, you can say that.
Yeah.
You can say that they are, and this is by no means any insult or anything. You can say that they can be, very. Okay, so I'm not going to say the word. That doesn't translate into being 10 times smarter than a man or men. I think men are smart, very smart. Women are smart too. Women are very smart too. But men are smart. Men will be men. I'm not being misogynist or anything, but men will be men.
Men are just gregarious, really.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
there are men that are like that. There are men that are like that.
If any man who follows the dictates of a good woman will not go wrong.
Yeah, I agree. But it doesn't mean that they're smarter than men.
But I don't think a woman wants to follow the dictates of a man. Men don't think.
No,
they act.
We'll
continue at 9.
Some men. Let's not start the debate now. Happy birthday, Mr. Governor. Happy birthday. Now, we'd like to have our own birthday cake as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're going to start from this front page advertisement.
There will be no peace. As Wike is persistent in wanting to blow all our money away in the name of publicity and whatever, and for as long as he now wants to make it look as if a president is some kind of megalomaniac, I'm going to face him squarely on this. And I'm going to do everything possible to see if we can put a stop to this practice. So we have the papers today again, front page. It's called Wrap Around. And this one now, we know the president's itinerary for today, like it's been in the past 2 years. The Wrap Around from the Nation says that today, the president is again going to go and commission Kubwa Road, Wole Soyinka Way interchange bridges. So the president, he says that the president Wike he keeps welcoming the man every day. They're both in Abuja. He welcomes His Excellency DCFR to the commissioning of the newly constructed interchange bridges of Arterial Road, N20, that is Wole Soyinka Way, Outer Northern Expressway, Murtala Mohammed Expressway, and that is going to happen again at 2 p.m. The president needs to be advised very strongly. These things are going to count against him, at least by most reasonable and discerning people. Publicity in any form has to be measured. Publicity is not about making persistent noise. And not just that, remember that these things are not, that they're not read by your citizens only. It's read all over the world.
That's right.
And these little things matter in the Committee of Nations and in the Committee of Reasonable People. These things, at the end of the day, describe you as a megalomaniac and a bunch of unserious people. That is the way it is likely to be perceived. It will, even as it is irritating me, it will also irritate other people. And they're going to be asking the question, is there something wrong somewhere? So I'm going to plead again with the president to save our nation this embarrassment of everyday commissioning of every road, lane, avenue, close, water pass. It is gone a bit too far. So this is today's own for you to see. There's going to commission Kubwa Road. All this is to show that work is being done. If it wasn't for the level of our development, building roads is no big deal. In other countries, it is a daily routine. Mm-hmm. But again, and we will not shy away from repeating it all the time. All this commissioning, flag off, is a complete irritation, a waste of money, and at the end of the day, the optics don't look good. I hope the president will sit back and think this way. He also needs to sit back and think about naming almost everything in sight after him. And when he's finally retired, he will look back and say, why did I do all this? You need to look at people who did that in the past. Where are all the things that were named after Sonny Abacha? Where? Every corner. Where are all the generals that back in the day that were wearing Abacha badges? Do you remember that one on the uniform? I think somebody needs to pull the president's ear on this and say that enough is enough. Could we please continue with proper governance and proper whatever for our people?
Do you think that because when we talk about these things and we look at the mentality of the average Nigerian politician, remember that there was a politician who commissioned public toilets. There was a politician who commissioned one Bako pedestrian bridge.
Yeah.
We've commissioned all kinds of things, in Nigeria. With that kind of mentality, that person gets to be a minister or a commissioner or even the governor of the state. Wouldn't it get worse?
That's what has happened here. See, I don't want to get into any fisticuffs or verbal fisticuffs with Wiki or whatever. I would rather just stay away from him in that regard. But I got a sense of this when during his screening, he said to his credit that he had built bridges by Julius Berger. It showed me the kind of mindset. He said, because they call, these things common, because they call him so-called Mr. Projects, whatever that means. What is the big deal about signing contracts for roads and whatever? What is wrong with us as a people? Once that happened, I got an indication that there's something wrong. And the president needs to put everybody under some form of control. Because, like he always says, the buck stops at his table.
Yeah, he says that a lot.
And so some of these silly things that are done supposedly to endear themselves to the president, he needs to know that at the end of the day, it will affect people's perception of him. There's a Yoruba proverb about when the drum is too loud. When you're playing music, no matter how good the music is, when it gets too loud, it's counterproductive. And that is exactly what is happening here. And if you see the videos, this same gentleman is the one that was seen in a video riding a Rolls Royce to a public event, a minister. And it looks, we don't know, at some point now, we'll soon be asking the question, who is the president and who is the minister? Is the president complicit in all these things? Or is it that he cannot put him under control? I know for sure that a lot of APC people, quite a number of them, are quite embarrassed by some of the things that this gentleman gets involved in. And the president needs to know that these little bits and pieces all add up to become a whole. These little bits and pieces, they all add up to become a whole. I will never forget in 1987, there was a gentleman called Hans Overgaard. He was the vice chairman of Unilever then. He was the one who kept telling me, Mr. Disu, always look out for the little things. If you look out for the little things, the big ones. So what is this every day in front of the papers for the past 2 weeks? Announcing projects, flag off, this, that. So what am I supposed to think of my government? That they are doing well? I repeat that for my perception of the government doing well has to do with my stomach. Has to do with the way I live. And that, in a free and fair situation, it's not free and fair anyway, is what is going to be the determinant, the major determinant for most people. Not propaganda. There's this thing that, okay, let us showcase what we have done. Yes, fair enough, you can showcase what you have done. But if you showcase what you have done and I don't feel affected, at the end of the day, they argue with me because I have loads of friends who are politicians. You go on the radio, you talk about all these things. They say I'm a theorist, I'm not a practical person. Nigerians will not forever be stupid. There's a lot of enlightenment now. The Nigerian you had 30 years ago is not the same Nigerian you have now.
Very true.
Now you don't need to put your hands over your head to start school. Even an illiterate has a phone in his or her hands and they have a better perception of how things are done. And so these little things add up. It is important that all these things are important because some of us want the president, whether you like the president or not, if he doesn't succeed, you fail. And nobody wants to fail. Look at the state we're in. You understand what I'm saying? So these little things matter. And for as long as you are showing that there's a lot of money to be frittered away, it will be difficult to carry people along to tell them to hold tight to their bellies. So that's my my submission on this, and I hope.
But this is not going to stop anytime soon. I mean, he's on a roll. He's not going to stop anytime soon. He did this in Port Harcourt.
Well, my prediction, things like this, there's always a bubble busting event somewhere along the line. It doesn't really get to the end. One day, I suspect and it might just be soon, even the president would have to do a rethink about the laxity and whatever he has given to this gentleman, because he now almost seems to be one to standing shoulder to shoulder with the president.
It looks like it. Huh?
Yes, he seems as if he's standing shoulder to shoulder with the president. I know the name of the game, pretending to kowtow to the president, but thinking you are building yourself up in public at the expense of the president. So if the president doesn't know that, he better know that now. That's the perception a lot of us have. But I trust one thing about President Bola Tinubu. I respect him for, at the appropriate time, he will do the right thing.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
what does the right thing mean?
The answer, my friend.
In this context, what does the right thing mean?
I'm remembering that laugh that you have in the social media. Think about it. We'll talk about it another day.
Okay. Another day it is then. Another day it is. Let's move on to the Metro section of The Guardian. Here we go.
Yes, let's see.
And the Daily Trust.
A woman is stabbed by her fiancé in Port Harcourt and she's battling for life. Oh, she is stabbed by her fiancé. That means the man stabbed her. Mrs. Ayanate, she's battling for life in Port Harcourt. She was stabbed by her fiancé over this. What kind of a man would stab his wife? His babe. Police arrest native doctor, intercept suspected cultists with weapons in Delta. And what else is there? Well, most of them are crime stories. Let's go to the other pages. This is the Daily Trust, Abuja Metro. 1 dead, 2 injured as robbers attack Abuja district. Why would you show the photograph of a cow slaughtered with the neck wide open, blood spilling out? A trader was robbed of 0.7 million and sold out of a moving car in Abuja. There's a lot of that going on now, so we all had better be careful. Kidnapper, victim, vigilante killed in rescue operation in Kwara. And the journalist accuses property agent, police of harassment over land. That is also in the Daily Trust. In the Guardian, we have police vow to apprehend perpetrators as gunmen kill 2 in Rivers. Navy arrests 76 vessels. 276 vessels.
That's a lot.
So, and 242 suspected oil thieves in 2 years. So that's about that. And then, of course, the newspapers are full of happy birthday messages for the governor, which will bring me to the next story.
Yes, sincere apologies to our viewers on YouTube. We've not been able to stream on YouTube since yesterday. It's been a technical roller coaster on YouTube, but you can watch us live on Facebook. We're streaming live uninterrupted on Facebook. That's Nigeria Info page on Facebook. Apologies for that again if you couldn't view us on YouTube. Now let's go to the Guardian. Sanwo-Olu at 60, lessons in humility and loyalty.
Well, once you look at the headline, look at the writer. It is his chief press secretary, Wega Akosile, and he gives a history of the gentleman. He says here, according to this one, Sanwo-Olu was born on June 25 in 1965 and he was the treasurer at the former Leeds Merchant Bank from 1994 to 1997, after which he moved to the United Bank for Africa, that's UBA, as the head of foreign money market. He then proceeded to First Inland Bank PLC, now First City Monument Bank, as deputy DGM and divisional head. He was the chairman of Baywatch Group Limited and First Class Group Limited, and a board member of the Department for International Development Fund and Audit Committee of Calverton Offshore Service Group PLC. And Akosile says that looking back, one can conclude that his background as a technocrat of note has impacted so well on his career as a politician and a public servant. Akosile says that he's a man of peace and that his approach to politics has been very inspiring and progressive. And under him, Lagos has not only witnessed development, the city has been rated by a global agency as one of the best cities in the world. So that's in The Guardian. Akosile says that at 60, his legacy is characterized by his selflessness, dedication to the public good and fostering dedication to the public good and fostering a sense of unity and inclusiveness among Lagosians and Nigerians as a whole. I think that Sanwo-Olu's tenure is better judged by his second coming than the first. And I think that the first, I suspect that the overbearing influence of his boss must have, and also the ambition of his boss. There's a lot of intricate politics in that, with all the Okada crisis and so on and so forth. I think his boss was treading carefully. He didn't want he tried so hard to appease the North, and it ended up at our own expense. I'm talking of Okada and all these things. But in his second term, since the man has taken one step up, I think Sanwo-Olu has done the best that he could in improving our environment. And I do recognize that. The major problem that he has, though, that he needs to focus on is the rule of law. Mm-hmm. That is one problem we have. It's a very naughty problem. Naughty as in KNOTTY. It's a very, very naughty problem. The rule of law is very, very important. But we wish him, like you said, we wish him a happy birthday.
Yes, we do.
But there's no cake. Well, I'm not taking anything.
Excellency, sir. Excellency. We'll get cake.
You think so?
I've said Excellency now.
Okay,
twice.
I will go next one and buy a cake on this.
Happy birthday, Excellency. Now let's go to this story here.
I wonder why. Sorry, this just occurred to me, and I think we need to tidy up our protocol.
Okay.
Why do we call governors and whatever Excellency? I'm not saying in particular to him.
Yes.
But generally, we need to tidy up our protocols. Do you know that the speaker, some will call the speaker honorable, some will call right honorable. And what you keep finding is in protocol terms, everybody picks the one that he wants. One governor said he was the chief servant. Another one said he was the governor farmer and all these things. This word Excellency, I don't think it should be used, at that level. That is my view. And I'm saying it's not in particular to him, but generally. But even the local government chairman, if you need something from him, you better call him Excellency if you want to get that.
What do they call local government chairman?
You call him you must call him Excellency.
Mr. Chairman, sir. Honorable. I think he's honorable.
Me, if I need something from local government chairman, I want to call him Excellency. But I find these things are so minor, but at the end of the day, collectively are the things that we don't even know in truth how you should address. It's left, like my late friend Elias would say. Elias would say that Eli would say that you don't know the mind of the judge. You don't know the mind of who you're going to meet. Because even the first ladies who have nothing in the constitution, they're not even mentioned at all. You have to call them Excellency.
Yeah.
You should that to be calling you excellency.
No.
Yeah,
No. I'm not too. I'm not.
Excellency, Honorable Sheriff Quad. GCO.
It feels good. It feels good. Let's go to the trust. Indigenship. Atiku may lose Waziri Adamawa title.
Well, this is politics at play. And the story is written as if he's some kind of target. But it is a principle about indigenship that has knocked the title out of his hands. So I'd rather wait and see what the Emirates is going to come up with. Whether you like it or not, Waziri Atiku is probably the most prominent citizen of Adamawa State. You can't take that from him. Whether he's a Waziri or not, for me, is neither here nor there. So apart from his position as former vice president, he's also been a political leader in the state, and he also has a lot of presence. His university is there, and so on and so forth. So the story is all over the papers. By the way, Waziri Atiku has said in one reaction I saw that the classmates that Oga referred to must have been 13 when they were both in university in Chicago. He has given that comment. Why do you have a smirk on your face?
I don't know. I had this conversation with my boss yesterday, and we both laughed about the fact that, back in the day, you have people. I mean, we had senior colleagues who were like years and years and years and years older than us.
But if somebody was your classmate,
it was. I'm not sure that did he say that it was his classmate. I think he said that they went to the same school. I'm not sure he was specific about being. But wait a minute.
If at the time you were in school, you were in uni, or let me use a safe word, you claim to be in uni, and at that time this guy was 13. What kind of? Maybe it was in staff school.
I don't know.
Maybe he has to have been in staff school.
I don't know. But then that 13 came from an opposition, so yeah.
But what we have in the social media is they've dug into the guy's history and so on and so forth. A lot of claims are being made about him. The age hasn't really been disputed so far.
So far.
Somebody called me yesterday. Somebody called me and asked me, why did the president make that kind of reference? I said, he's the only one who can explain it.
That's right.
But it happens sometimes with age. Sometimes you mix up people, you mix up, maybe it's just an age thing. But how, when you were supposed to have been in university, this friend of yours was 13 and you think the university must be proud of two of you. I don't know. But I hope you're not approaching the era of town hall and blah, blah, blah.
No. I think the president's of sound mind. I think he knows exactly what he's saying.
Sound mind.
I didn't say that. You said so.
It's safe for us. Let me just go. Let me go and get ready for Jebumi. Let me just go. I'm leaving.
Let's take this story now. As we go. We have about 60 seconds left.
60 seconds?
Yes. It's editorial from the Daily Trust.
Can you give me 60 seconds? I need to read this editorial. But the editorial talks about stopping the carnage in Benue, so you jolly well know. And this the trust says that we at the trust believe that the victims and their families deserve more than they have been given. That the violence in Benue State must be addressed with clear kinetic and non-kinetic means in order to stop the unnecessary bloodshed. And there's a very significant point very quickly that Makurdi hosts important military formations. And they list them. About 6 or 7 Air Force Tactical Air Command, Joint Task Force Operation. Sorry.
Now we have to go.
We have to go. Okay, I'm glad to be out of here. I'll see you at 9 for Jebumi.
Yes, Lagos, that's our show. Kofi is next.
happen now? No bonus for all my line. No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN better gist. Dial *123*2*1# or text BG to 312. T and C's apply. Oh, what did they happen now? No bonus for all my line. No panic, as MTN don't carry better gist come. Every 6 minutes you talk, MTN go dash you 3 extra minutes. Fiam to enter MTN better gist. Dial *123*2*1# or text BG to 312. T and C's apply.
Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.